Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by this son of York. Now are our brows bound with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung up for monuments, our stern alarms changed to merry marches. Grim-visaged war hath smoothed his wrinkled front, but instead of mounting barbed steed to fright the souls of fearful adversaries, he capers nimbly in a lady's bedchamber to the lascivious pleasings of a lute. But I that am not shaped for the sportive trick, nor made to court an amorous looking-glass, I that am rudely stamped and want love's majesty to strut before a wanton ambling nymph, I that am curtailed this fair proportion. Hey, all work and no play makes Nick a dull boy. Where's my axe?
So they say you want to get to know me. I don't know why. I'm just a writer. I just create vile stuff for you to read. Stuff like Red Palm, my weird apocalypse novel. The only novel you're ever going to read where cutters and self-mutilators are heroes, where the plot is driven through the agony and insane drivel of a few, and then the many. Yeah, that's me. I'm Weston Oaks. You're going to enjoy it. Or not. In the end, it doesn't matter. Because when the dragon comes, you won't know the difference.
Hi, my name is Bob Crosley, and I'm going to be bringing the Weird Apocalypse to the city of Detroit this September. But I'm going to tell you what I think is really cool about this project. Apocalypse Weird is a universe created by writers for readers and other writers. It's a completely collaborative universe with overlapping stories and this huge mythology that's going to stretch out for the next half a decade. It brings together USA Today best-selling authors with brand new authors like myself. I mean, I literally wrote a pitch for a pitch contest and won and got a deal to write an Apocalypse Weird book. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm not worried about it because I get the opportunity to work with people who've been there before and have been very successful before, and learn from them as I develop and refine my book over the next few months. So keep an eye out for Apocalypse Weird Detroit this September. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Eric Totzi. I'm one of the authors in the Apocalypse Weird book universe, and I just wanted to tell you real quickly about this project, how awesome it is. One of the things that makes it so unique is the blend of authors. You have a number of very talented indie authors, breakout authors that are really making a name for themselves, but you also have traditionally published veteran authors who've been around a long time who are all with major publishers. So you've got this wonderful combination of traditionally published, highly experienced authors along with some very talented indie authors, and it makes for a really interesting canvas of stories that all circle around this idea that there are apocalyptic events, different events in all these different regions around the world. My particular region I took on was Phoenix, Arizona, and I decided to go with the alien invasion as my apocalypse. And what I did was I found one of the most high-profile UFO sightings in the United States, which was in 1997 of March, the Phoenix Lights incident in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a sighting, it's a mass UFO sighting that is still talked about today, still hotly debated as to what people really saw. But I decided to use that event as the catalyst for my apocalypse that I set in the universe of Apocalypse Weird. I invite you to take a look at these books, to read the stories, and to really see just how rich and how exciting this series is going to be. This is a long-term project, lots of exciting stories coming up, some great authors still just about to step into the landscape with their stories. And check out my book, Phoenix Lights. So I hope you'll consider supporting and contributing to the Apocalypse Weird project, because it promises to grow and grow and become much larger than we even realize at this point. It's always been meant to be a long-term project, a long-term series of books, and from there it can grow into many, many other places. So I hope you'll take a look, read, enjoy these books. You won't be disappointed in any of these. They're all great stories, great adventures, and hope to see you in the pages.
I'm Daniel Smith, Apocalypse Weird author, and New York is my home. It wouldn't take much for this city to just collapse with no electricity, no power, no government, nothing to rule the streets. And everything out here that's lit would be dark instantly. If an EMP were to hit the city, all this down here would be underwater in less than 2 days. When the blueprints comes, there's gonna be a mist like that above the city. And what happens in that mist, it's gonna be totally weird.
Hey everybody, this is Michael Bunker. I'm an author and executive producer of Apocalypse Weird, and we're enjoying the opportunity to get these great stories out there to you. Looking forward to the chance to take it to the next level, and so we're pretty excited about all that, and giving authors and readers more power in the types of books they get to read. So we're excited about it. We hope you'll donate to our Indiegogo fundraiser. Bye.
Hey folks, I'm Kevin G. Summers, and I'm writing a story set in the Apocalypse Weird universe. My story is set in New Hampshire, where the worst blizzard in the history of the state has hit them, and a bunch of people up in a little town in the northern part in Coos County are struggling to survive against crazy cultists and the Walking Dead. So my elevator pitch is this: you take Thornton Wilder's Our Town and you set it on the other side of the wall in a Game of Thrones. So thank you for supporting Apocalypse Weird, and I hope you enjoy the stories.
Hi, my name is John Frater, and I'm here talking about Apocalypse Weird, which is an amazingly cool shared world project where basically everyone gets to destroy the world in their own peculiar and interesting way. My particular contribution to this, which is in progress, is known as the Fighting Eye, which is about an EMP that destroys Manhattan, or at least the electronics Manhattan. Without all the basic services, the city turns into a hellhole very quickly. And my story deals with the Wolves of Wall Street, who are influential in beginning the apocalypse, and groups of survivors that are holed up both all the way south on Broadway, and the Fighting Eye being the USS Intrepid, rebuilt in order to make the city a little bit less hellish. Anyway, my name is John Frater, and I'm very happy to be part of this awesome project. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Jennifer Ellis, author of Reversal, a thrilling adventure ride set in a scary present-day Arctic being pummeled by wild storms, geomagnetic reversal, methane-venting craters, volcanoes, deranged polar bears, and if that isn't enough, the four horsemen of the environmental apocalypse. My characters Sasha and Soren must battle blindness, psychotic researchers, and purveyors of an ecological doom as they travel back and forth between Ellesmere Island in the north and Paulette Island in the south, through mysterious craters that are multiplying across the Arctic tundra. It also has penguins. Lots of penguins. If you like the core and the thing, check out Reversal. You won't be disappointed. And thank you for supporting Apocalypse Weird. The penguins are planning their revenge in Book 2, and we don't want to disappoint them. Why the Arctic and volcanoes, you ask? Because this is the view from my office in mid-April.
Hey there, my name is Stefan Bolz. I'm one of the authors of Apocalypse Weird. My book is called The White Dragon Genesis. I wanted to write a book about a dragon that was not a book about a dragon. It was a book about 18-year-old Casey Byrne. She's a regular teenager. She just gotten out of high school. They're having a party on the beach, summer solstice, June 21st. That night, the apocalypse reaches the shores of Long Island. We experience the apocalypse close up through the eyes of Casey Byrne in real time for 36 hours. That's book one. During the book, she discovers something about herself that has to do with the overarching metaphysical background of the story, and that has to do with, you guessed it, the white dragon.
Howdy, I'm Chris Porteau, author of the Apocalypse Weird novel, The Serenity Strain. In it, 3 massive hurricanes hit Houston, Texas, and 6 genetically altered inmates escaped from prison. Add to that mess a demon named Id, and let the wacky fun begin. My heroes come from a family experiencing a terrible divorce. It's not pretty. The question is, Can they set aside their hurt feelings and anger to stand together against evil? I guess you'll just have to read the novel to find out.
Hi, I'm Hank Garner, Apocalypse Weird, author of Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. My book takes place in the Mississippi Delta and spans 2,500 years. It's a sweeping scope and it's a little bit different. Take the heat and humidity of the Mississippi Delta and add in a zombie or two and secret societies, hidden esoteric knowledge, and a Civil War general come back from the dead. And there's time travelers, because everybody loves time travelers. So I hope you'll pick it up and read it, and thanks for joining us in Apocalypse Weird. Stay weird.
Hi, Internet! I'm Kim Wells, author of Hoot Apocalypse, the Apocalypse Weird novel set in Shreveport and New Orleans, Louisiana. Shreveport, you can see around us, where the birds have gone all Twitter-pated because we had a big rainstorm just a little while ago. Shreveport is where it starts when a crazy soccer mom goes a little more cray-cray than normal in Carline, which parents know it's going to happen one day. The apocalypse is going to be ushered in by a parent in Carline. It's just going to happen. After she's done, we head down to the French Quarter and we discover Kalfu, who is the voodoo Loa of possession and the crossroads, and he is trying to take over the lower Mississippi corridor. He is my member of the 88, and he gets up to all kinds of magic apocalypse sorts of acts. My novel is more magical than a lot of the other ones, which have been largely science-based, but there is a touch of kind of slipstream science in there. There might be a little more in book 2. Now, we hope that we'll see more from Lily as well in book 2. She's going to head up the Mississippi, maybe get herself an Uzi, one possibly with a Hello Kitty sparkly bit on it, because Lily's got a lot of style. So I appreciate your support, and the more you support us, the more chances there are that we'll get to find out exactly what's going on up there in Memphis in the apocalypse. Thank you again. Keep reading, and laissez les end times rouler.